Listen, y'all, appreciate all the support so far. I'm going to be doing a giveaway, so make sure you watch until the end of the video to see how you can enter. And without further ado, let's get into it.
Pulling up with a 3-scope, and your bitch, she the throat goat, cause she giving me head.
Yeah, no, they're not laced. How about that, huh? Trendsetter? Question mark? Exclamation point?
No, you just look stupid.
Today, I'm going to tell you the story of how I was robbed at gunpoint. And not only inform you, because, you know, it's nice to look back and kind of laugh at it now, because, like, you know, that was kind of like a messed up situation. But I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how not to do what I did so that you never have to go through something like that. Because not only is that traumatizing, but that could put you out of the game. If somebody comes up to you and robs your goods and takes away from your hard-earned work, that's something that doesn't sit with you. So without further ado, let's get into it. Oh!
Calabrese, Tony on the mic, feeling cheesy, damn. Got the penny in the rigatoni. I don't give a fuck, smoking Cubans with the homies. Yeah, and we in the backyard feeling fine, sipping wine, cause we do this all the time in your bit. Yeah, she kinda love it, yeah, and she kinda love it, yeah. Man, I'm Nick love it, yeah. Shouts out to Cookie and Elmo. We with the squad tonight, we bowling, and it's time for your story time. Rocking the mocha ones. Unlaced, because that's how I feel like doing it. Alright, so listen, first of all, this whole thing began on OfferUp. And if you still use OfferUp, you'll now know that OfferUp has combined with LetGo, right? So now it's OfferUp LetGo, okay? First of all, I recommend if you have that app, to delete it. Now, yes, you can meet some cool people on there. You can make some deals on there. I've done some solid deals on there, and I've met some people. However, there's a lot more people trying to rob you and trying to sell you fake shit on there than there are, like, real people trying to sell their stuff. Like, shoe-related, anyways. You go on there and you'll see some Supreme fanny packs for, like, $30, like, or some fake Gucci belts, or even some Jordan ones that just, the price is too good to be true. So we're gonna do that here, okay? Bullet point number 1. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Just keep that with you, alright? Yeah, some kids throw deals. Some kids, you know, they show love. If you see a pair of mocha ones on OfferUp or LetGo, or even Facebook Marketplace, there's plenty of fakes on every site, and you see them selling for $180, you just know something's off with that, because retail is $170 on 90% of ones. So that's not even covering the tax, because it comes out to $183.60 or whatever it is. If you see something at that price, you know it's either fake, or somebody's just trying to get over on you with taking $180 out of your pocket. I mean, you just never know. So if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Like, let's just leave it at that. Anyways, let's get into the story. And I go do it. I'm gonna go do it and do it and flip that. I'm gonna go do it and do it and get that. I'm gonna go eat that ass like a Kit Kat. Just kidding. I'm just split that. Like what? Blur it out. What? Skirt it out. Huh? Air it out. Huh? Pretty clip? Yeah. I don't man, it's got a big clip with a 30 drip. Like damn. And I got the grip. Through scope with a focus. Like damn. With a trick with a... So this was early on in the resale game. I was just starting. I had like 5 pairs of shoes in my inventory, right? So I'm pretty small. I'm like trying to make a sale a week, every 2 weeks, trying to build that momentum, as any young reseller would. So I copped the Bread 4s. We're going to show a picture here. The newest release, the 2019 Bread 4s, okay? So I have a pair of them, size 11. I'm thinking I'm going to sit on these. Allegedly, it's the last time they're ever going to restock. They're not coming out again. So I'm thinking long-term, longevity, we're looking at a solid investment. I mean, and now they're selling for, I mean, we're going to put what they're selling for now. But so I got hit over the head at the beginning, right? I paid like $300 for them. When retail's $220, they bricked it first because there were so many pairs. At the end of the day, I paid too much for the pair, okay? I was $300 in. I'm like, I need to sell on this pair, or I need to sell it to somebody that's willing to pay over that. So I put them on OfferUp for $400. Obviously, that's unrealistic. I'm not going to sell them for $400. Somebody could go online and buy them for cheaper. But I'm thinking maybe somebody on here that's local that doesn't like to buy online is going to buy that. So I get an offer from this dude out in South Euclid, okay? To give you a little perspective, we're going to put a little map here. I live in Parma, okay? This dude is in South Euclid. Now, I'm not really aware of the South Euclid area, okay? I'm not really familiar. You know, it's the east side. Let's just put it at that. It's the east side, right? So I see this kid's profile. It says that he's done a deal or two with the kid. I mean, the kid's got a couple stars on his profile. And he's like, yo, dude, I want to buy these from you, $350. Like, let's run it. I'm like, all right. Like, I was looking to hold them. You know, I'm thinking maybe I'll get $400 down the line. Like, damn near where they are today. But I'm like, I'll take a quick $50. Like, let's keep the money moving. You know, that's always been my method. You get the money, you flip it, you move it. So
here is kind of where it was like too good to be true. There's no reason why this kid should be willing to pay way more than what market was. And me being the young reseller that I was, I saw this as an opportunity to not only make this business connection with somebody that is willing to pay high for shoes, because don't get me wrong, there are people that will pay over market out there that genuinely just want the shoes. But this was just a situation where it was too good to be true. So I'm talking to the kid. He's like, yo, you want to meet me in this parking lot? You know, it's right by this Huntington ATM. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Like, yeah, public place, but like... And then the kid, this is what the kid said that got me. As the young reseller I was, and I keep saying that because I was vulnerable. I just wanted the quick flip. I wanted the money. Yes, I knew that there were risks involved with the business, but at the end of the day, like, you know, I'm just going to sell them. You know? Okay, so the kid texts me. He's like, hey, I'm going to do $350 on him, right? I'm like, all right, that's cool. So we're talking about a meeting spot. Now, whenever you want to meet up with somebody, it should be somewhere public where there are a lot of people around. And it should be in a spot where if something goes south, you're not far from help, okay? So this kid's talking about this plaza where there's this ATM and there's this pizza place. And I'm thinking, you know, that's not bad, but like maybe we could go somewhere like a McDonald's or maybe even, you know, a mall or something. And the kid goes, you know what? Since you don't trust me, how about you pull up to my grandmother's house? Just something about the grandmother, like that lured me in. I'm like, well, this kid's having me pull up to his granny's house. Like, that's gotta be cool, you know what I mean? Like, he's not gonna pull something with his granny.
The granny.
And you know, maybe I was gonna take the granny at the lunch after. You know what I mean? It could have been a double networking thing. I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking, right? So the kid texts me. I'm like, that's cool. I get his number. He sends me a picture of the bread. Like, he sends me a picture of $350 laid out. I'm like, all right, cool. This kid's not playing games. He's coming correct. He's got the cash. He wants to meet his grandma's house. Let's run it. And being the younger kid that I was, my parents wouldn't let me go on a deal by myself. So I bring my buddy along with me. So I'm thinking, I'm cool. I'm rolling out with my buddy. We're going out to an area that I don't really know much about. And he got $350 for me. I already seen the cash. So everything in my mind is checking out. I'm like, check, check, check. All good. I'm thinking it's clear. I got him as a witness. We're cool. Like, I got the shoes in the back. We're set. The kid's been up front with me. He knows that I had a reason to maybe not trust him because it's on OfferUp. He used that to build off of me, okay? He saw that weakness in me and the fact that I was worried and hesitant, and he took advantage of that by feeding me something that I felt was more viable, sending me a picture of the money, to clear any confusions or misconceptions that I would have in my mind. So I thought everything was golden, right? He's like, let's meet at 6 p.m. He sends me the address. Cool. So I pull out while I'm rolling out to South Euclid, and I don't know why, but I just had this kind of funny feeling, like, in my stomach. Like, I don't know what it was. It was just, I was driving on the highway, and I just, you know, things were racing in my mind. I'm thinking to myself, what if something goes south? You know, because being a young reseller and only running a couple local deals, I didn't know what to think. You know what I mean? I just had this natural nervous feeling in my stomach, like something could go wrong, and I wouldn't be able to do anything about it. And a lot of times I'd say you can't think like that, but you gotta think you gotta stay on your toes. You can't be nervous about a situation. You have to know what you're going into and what you need to do if something goes south. Have your plan A. You need to have your plan B. You need to know what you're doing, okay? I turn into the street and I look around. There's kids and moms and grandmothers everywhere. Like, no lie. Like just playing in the street, playing on the sidewalk, kids on their front lawns. Everything seemed like such a perfect atmosphere. It was the middle of the summer. It was a May night. People were out. The sun was out. People were out. I felt safe. So I passed the house where this kid tells me to meet him at, and I don't see the kid, right? I'm like, where's the Tony? Like,
Mussolini, you know?
Right at the dead end, right by Glenville High School. For Cleveland Knuckles, that would know. Right by Glenville High School. I could see it at the cul-de-sac. And I spin around, and I call the kid. I'm sitting at the end. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm here. Like, I'm not seeing you. Where are you at? And he's like, hey, you should see me walking down the driveway now. I got my money. What do I see? About 400 feet away from me, this dude waving a thing of cash over his head. And it was weird because, like I said, it was the end of May, and this kid's wearing a blue Columbia puffer. I'm like, buddy, it's freaking 60, 70 degrees out here. What are you wearing a Columbia puffer for? Like, you about to go skiing or something? You hitting brandy wine? I don't know what the guy is doing. I mean, I'm not here to judge. Put up to the street with my bread for saw that man with the money walking out the door in a Columbia puffer. I'm like, goddamn, it's the summer.
Straight
like,
shut on you, bitch.
So I pull down with my buddy, and I'm in the car. I'm sitting, obviously, in the driver's seat. The kid is on the left side of the street, and there's no traffic coming in. It's a cul-de-sac. I got my buddy sitting in the front seat. I'm feeling cool. I got the shoes in the back, okay? Alright, y'all, so as promised, we are going to be doing a giveaway on these shoes, the Band Mids. I have every single size. You tell me what size you want. All you have to do is follow the steps in my Instagram post. Link is in bio. Just click that. It's going to take you to the post and tell you exactly what you need to do to enter and have a chance at winning a free pair of the Jordan 1 Mid Bands. Again, pictured here. Super clean shoe. Maybe you're going to get a pair for your girl. You never know. And we are going to have a cash out option too. But everything will be included in that Instagram post. So make sure you click that and enter. You just got to follow 3 simple steps. And boom, you're entered, okay? So, take a shot. There's a little commercial tea break, okay? We're gonna get back to the narrative in a minute. Some jack ninny sent me a freaking ceramic bowl in a box with a piece of paper wrapped around it. Now, listen, I'm no math magician or physicist here, but if you're going to put a ceramic bowl in a box, you might want to use some bubble wrap. Not only is that the dumbest thing I've ever seen, okay, but the kid was completely oblivious about it. He's like, yeah, well, I shook the box with the bowl in it before I shipped it. It seemed secure. I'm like, it seems secure, buddy. I mean, my God, you might as well dropped it down the staircase before you shipped it out because the thing's fucking snapped in half. But at the end of the day, I'm not buying from this ninny ever again because clearly he doesn't know what the frick he's doing.
Show them the bowl. Put up to your face.
What's a ninny?
A ninny, a cotton-headed ninny muggin. If you watch Elf, you'd know what I'm talking about. It's a dude that's got cotton up here and then got the gears grinding, all right? This is what the bowl's supposed to look like in its natural raw form. This is from the cereal. The same drop as seen from this cereal box, the OG Travis drop. I have the spoon in my car. This is how it's supposed to look, okay? Beautiful, right? Ornate, gorgeous, superb. And then you know what this kid did? He said, you know what, I'm going to send you 2 pieces of a bowl. Maybe that's what you like. So if you're going to ship something, use some bubble wrap, okay? That's it. All right, enough with the rant. Okay, so where were we? Yes. Pulling up to the kid in the Columbia puffer. Like that was appropriate for the weather. My buddy and I pull up. Like I said, I got the shoes in the back seat. I'm thinking everything's breezy, all right? The kid's literally waving the cash in his hand. Like I can see the Franklins and the Jacksons blowing in the wind. I'm like, we got this in the bag. I'm looking at my buddy. I might as well give him a fist bump. We just secured the bag. I just smacked this kid for $350 over the head for the break. I'm thinking I'm golden, right? He walks up to the car. I'm like, yo, what's good, bro? He's like, yo, what's good, bro? Beautiful initial meeting. Okay, but I still had that weird feeling in my stomach.
So I knew something was wrong. I knew something special about it, you know?
He takes the box from me. He's like, these size 10 brand new? I'm like, never worn. Just got them the other day. Takes the lid off the pack, puts the lid under his arm. He takes the money that he's got in his hand, and he stuffs it in his jacket.
I said, hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Okay? So that's where I'm like, buddy, just put the cash. Like, that's just not... Like, I'm getting a little nervous. I'm like, okay, well, you know, come on, buddy. Like, he's checking the shoes out, checks the soles out. So he puts the lid back on the box. He starts reaching, or looking like he's reaching for the money. And then all of a sudden, get the fuck out! Move! Okay? Literally whips out a Glock from his boxers under the puffer that I was just... and he puts it like this. He's got it right here. Get the fuck out! Move! That's why I heard him scream in my ear. I fucking floored the bitch. I'm out of there, and .3 is racing. Damn near saw my life flash before my eyes. Next thing you know, I'm peeling around the stop sign. I hear him hauling ass in the rear with my shoebox under his arm. I'm thinking a million things at once. I'm like, holy, I just got robbed. I'm like flipping out. Pulls up, check the box, give it back, huh? Just didn't put the money in the bag. What? Then the kid said, let me see it now. What? Bitch! Showed him the shoes and he let it out, huh? Pop, with a glizzy. With a stop sign. Feeling so dizzy, huh? I'm like flipping out. And I turn to my buddy, I'm like, dude, like, what do we do? And he goes, this never happened. This never happened. This is the advice that my friend that sat next to me, that almost watched me potentially lose my brain for a pair of shoes, and he goes, this never happened. That kind of cooled me, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I was super worried, but I'm like, Do I call the cops? Like, I can't even explain this guy. This guy's probably got a fake name on OfferUp. I don't know where he went. It's obviously not his grandma's house. I'm out of a pair of shoes. I gotta get home. I'm not gonna tell. I don't know what to tell my parents. Like, who am I gonna tell? I'm flipping out, right? I'm just every thought that I had was concaving into myself, and I didn't know what to do. And my friend to say this never happened, that just instantly made me feel like we needed to take this situation and sweep it under the rug, because that was just a slip up. Like, that was so dumb. I felt like so stupid after that. I was like, Tony, you walked into a fucking setup. Sinatra had you at the corner. Like, I'm like thinking, man, I just got pinned down by the Jingwans. Like, I'm like, man, are you kidding me? Fucking Alpha and Romeo and Tony and Jimmy, like, they all ganged up on a guy. I'm thinking to myself, man, I might as well go get the Margetta and call it a quick day, because this Biscotti took off. I don't know when you be trying to get him away, but I've been doing me, I'm looking like a fucking McFlurry, because I'm so AC on the track, I'm about to bring it back. I ain't lying when I'm rapping in that straight facts. I don't know why you trying to attack, but I'm doing it on me, and I'm stacking on the green, goddamn, and we with a team. We stepping through them hallways, goddamn, and you know that we saying, huh? And you know that we spraying, huh? Got a 30 clip in a rack and she like that.
Lousy.
I wasn't coming from my sheltered little suburb anymore. I came out to the city to sell a pair of shoes, and I got turned on for that. And it was my big boy moment to say, okay, I need to step the hell up and realize that there's people out here that'll do anything at all cost to get a new pair of retros on their feet. And this shit ain't worth my life. This shit ain't worth my car. This shit ain't worth nothing. Okay? This is not worth my emotions, the trauma, none of that. So I had to tell myself, going forward, you need to be smarter about how you conduct these deals. You need to be meeting people at spots that are firm. And that, yeah, sure, there's women and children on the street, but who's to say they didn't have another car come by 30 minutes ago and do the same thing? It's normal in some areas, and it's sad, but it's true. You need to know your areas, you need to know your boundaries, you need to know your city. If you're going to meet up with somebody, you meet them at the police station, okay? And if you ask them to meet you at the police station and they decline that, you know something's fishy. Because if anybody asked me to sell them a pair of shoes at the police station, I would more than gladly do that. In fact, I'd prefer that, because it's a safe environment for us both. And if something goes south, boom, help's right there. Boom, you have a camera on you to see what happened. You don't have to have those uncertainties of pulling up to some kid's grandmother's house in the middle of goddamn nowhere to get robbed. Long story short, with the wrap up on that story, on that narrative, I didn't end up telling my parents, because I didn't want to get punished for that. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, if my parents heard that, they would have acted in a very responsible and harboring manner. They would have just cut it off. You know what I mean? They would have been like, "You're not going on shoe deals." And I couldn't bear to take that kind of like opportunity cut from me. Like, I knew I needed to be able to meet up with people to run shoe deals. And if I told them about this, they'd lose their trust in me. So, long story short, you gotta be safe. Meet with somebody at the police station. Meet in a secure area. Something along those lines. That has to be a must. Like, you can't meet up with somebody in the middle of nowhere. That's just so dumb. And nobody's got your back. You don't know who the kid is. You don't know where he's from. Okay, he could have driven his car there and just popped up in somebody's front yard and done that shit. And then he drives over 2 cities up. You don't know. You don't have any proof of this guy. You don't have any background on him from OfferUp, because you go in his profile pictures like a picture of his floor. You just don't know where to go from there. And it's just like, it's disheartening. It's very disheartening. Like, when that happened to me, I was like, man, like, maybe this isn't for me. Like I shouldn't be, like, doing this. Like, wow, I almost, like, could have lost my life, like, over a pair of shoes. And, like, yeah, that would have been dumb for him to pull the trigger, but, like, you never know. He could have taken my car. I mean, he could have done anything he wanted with me just because he had a gun pointed to my head. And for me to be in that vulnerable situation, I'm like, shit, like, maybe this isn't the game for me, you know what I mean? Like, maybe I gotta pick up knitting or something, you know? Like, I'm gonna be a hustler, but maybe I'll sell socks. Or maybe, you know what I mean? Nah, I'm just joshing you, alright? Life's gonna knock you down like that. You're gonna go through shit where you're like, wow, that was the dumbest thing I've ever freaking done. Like I'm just an absolute ninny because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Like, and you can't put that self on you, because yes, you're gonna go through shit. Somebody's gonna try to pull one over on you. Somebody might end up robbing you. But you can control that situation by cutting that off at the stem on not putting yourself in that situation. But if some crap like that does happen to you, you need to be able to learn to take a hit and get back on your feet. It was a sock in the face and a kick in the nuts. But you know what I did? I sat down and reconsidered and reflected on myself and said, you know what? I got to be a better man out of this. I got to come out as the bigger man because I got to keep running my business and doing what inspires me and what drives me to be a better person every day. I wake up every single morning with a thought on my mind to make money and to flip shit, to sell shoes, to make somebody's day, to get them right. And for me to let something like that knock me out of the game, that would have been pathetic, okay? That would have done way more than just me losing a pair of shoes, me losing that $300 that I paid on that. Okay, yeah, sure, maybe that's a quarter of my net worth at the time. Maybe that's almost all the money I had in my pocket. But that's not going to stop you from doing what the hell you want to do. Somebody comes around and punches you in the face and you're on the ground, you better damn stand up because you got to stick up for your fucking self and get it the next time. I mean, if you're going to let something like that happen, you shouldn't be doing anything, period, okay? And that's what I needed to learn. I hope you find that story a little entertaining because looking back, it is kind of funny to say, okay, I pulled up to this kid's grandma's house and they got, I robbed. Like I said, just keep pushing forward. You're not going to let something like that knock you off. You don't even know the stuff I would think about. Like, even when I was hanging out with my friends, like I said, somebody would reach in their pocket and I'd, like, tense up for a second. Like, shit, is he going to pull a 9 on me? Like, damn, bro. Like, I ain't trying to go. You know what I mean, Elmo? Like, shit. Again, shoes are not worth your life. Money is not worth your life. Okay, you need to be smart. You need to know what you're doing. You need to know your environment. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. So if you like story time, if you liked hearing about that, maybe you had a laugh. Hope you did. At least it's valuable to somebody. If you like story time, leave it in the comments. Let me know. Maybe you want me to talk about something a little more valuable on the shoe side next time, like, wow, I bought these shoes and I lost this much, or I made this much, or this was the best decision. Whatever. I got a lot of stories I could tell you. You want to hear another one? Drop it in the comments, okay? With that, thank you for watching. Let's get this video to 50 likes. I'm going to drop another one. We're going to keep the ball rolling. I appreciate all the support. Leave a like. Subscribe. We'll catch you soon. Listen, okay? Listen. Do I have your attention yet? One random comment, probably the funniest one that I find funny anyways, is going to get a box of these second edition Travis Scott Reese's Puffs shipped to their doorstep free of charge. Okay? That's right. Shit's shaking in here. That's such a great thought. I thought you were going to ask what this video was on again for the fifth time.
You're overdoing it. I don't ask that many.
No, you do, bruh.
No, I do not.
Colson, I'm telling you, you asked what we were at Walmart for at least twice yesterday.
Because you fucking mumble. You don't
I'm not mumbling.
Well,
No, with your selective hearing, that's probably what it was.
Well, we're gonna go.
It was probably like me talking, and this is your ears.
Dude,
Not hearing a word.
Dude, you speak fucking speeder. It's like a mix of Tourette's and like Mandarin put together.
Well, at least I know a different language. How about that?
Bitch!